Okay, the other day while I was checking out my own work on social media, I came across this clip from Kim Kardashian's Vogue live stream. I'm not gonna lie, my friend, I was really shocked. The state of her neck was terrible. It was really bad. You could see these platysma bands running along her neck like a roadmap of surgical regret. And it really hit me. This is what happens when you try to fight nature, and nature decides it's had enough of your nonsense and strikes back. Look, I've been following the Kardashian clan for what feels like forever. We've all watched them grow, change, evolve, or whatever you want to call what they've done to themselves over the years. We've seen Kim transform from her naturally beautiful Armenian princess self to what she is now. But what's happening now is, when you really think about it, pretty crazy and, to be honest, a bit unsettling. The surgical procedures they had done when they were young and foolish are literally backfiring in the worst possible way. Here's what you need to know about Kim's neck situation, which everyone is talking about. Those ugly platysma bands that make everyone do a double take, that's not the ordinary natural aging process, my friend. According to plastic surgeons analyzing this disaster, she underwent a severely aggressive liposuction procedure in 2021. Simply put, she had the natural fat pads supporting that area of her neck and jaw completely suctioned out. Why did she do that? Because she wanted that sharp, chiseled Hollywood jawline everyone is obsessed with. You know, that snatched look that's trending on social media. She wanted to look like she was carved out of marble. But here's the catch. Now that muscle is almost bare, sitting under paper-thin skin with no natural padding to protect it. The result? Those terrifying string-like veins that appear every time he turns his head or speaks. It makes you think, doesn't it? As if the entire process were a constant, never-ending battle against gravity, time, and basic human biology. You can get as much Botox as you want, have as many skin-tightening surgeries as your money allows, use the best lighting and makeup money can buy, hire the world's most expensive photographers, but in the end, and I mean in the end, your body will try to return to its natural state. It's like entering a battle you can never win.
Now, let's talk a little bit about Kylie, because when you really look at her situation, it gets even more complicated. The girl is 27 years old, and already shows clear and undeniable signs of having had a facelift. Do you see that odd fairy-like ear thing? The unnatural tension around her temples? The slight distortion that makes her face look like it's been stretched over a frame? These are obvious signs that any plastic surgery enthusiast who knows what to look for could spot from a mile away. Think about it for a second. Kylie started having surgery at 16. That's over a decade of constantly altering, correcting, and fixing herself. Can you imagine the psychological toll of that? Never being satisfied with your appearance, always thinking something needs to be changed or improved, unable to accept yourself as you are. It's like being trapped in the funhouse mirror of your own life. The crazy part is, if you look back at Kim's old photos before all the surgeries, procedures, and other things she's done, she was absolutely stunning back then. She had a natural, effortless beauty. She truly had unique and striking Armenian features. Dark hair, almond-shaped eyes, natural skin tone. She could have played Jasmine in the live-action Aladdin movie. I'm not kidding. Any Dubai prince would have thrown gold-plated Lamborghinis at her feet and built palaces to honor her. But instead, she chose to conform to this boring, cookie-cutter LA beauty standard where everyone looks the same. As The Weeknd sang in his song, LA girls all look the same, and to be honest, he wasn't wrong. They all have the same nose job, the same lip fillers, the same cheek implants. Everything is the same. It's as if they all came off the assembly line of a plastic surgery factory in Beverly Hills. Now we're seeing the long-term effects of all those years of aesthetics and alterations. Kim recently had her facial fillers removed because the trend has shifted toward a more natural look, which is quite ironic if you think about it. And the result is this sunken, dull appearance that makes her look much older than her actual age. The plastic surgeon explained it simply and perfectly. The support beams are gone, and gravity is pulling her face downward. That's it. No exaggeration, no medical jargon, just plain truth. I won't even get into Ozempic because that's a whole other mess. We know from medical research that losing a large amount of weight very quickly ages you very quickly. Your skin doesn't have time to adjust, your face loses volume, everything starts to sag. In short, the aging process accelerates. The Kardashians have jumped on the Ozempic bandwagon, and surprise, surprise, it's clearly visible on their faces. But what really upsets me, and to be honest makes me a bit angry, is this. They're already preparing the next generation for the same fate. Northwest is 12 years old, 12, and people are saying she looks older and more worn out than 70-year-old Kris Jenner. This isn't normal, folks. A healthy, happy 12-year-old shouldn't look like this. There should be life in her eyes, energy in her expression, the natural glow that children have. Instead, she looks genuinely concerning, tired, and old. Remember when Kanye completely lost it because he didn't want North in the spotlight, i.e. even crazier than his usual craziness? Everyone called him unstable, dramatic, and controlling. The media portrayed him as an unstable ex-husband trying to control his family out of spite. But looking at the situation now, thinking about everything that's happened to North, man, he was trying to protect his daughter from this nightmare. The man may have serious mental health issues and say completely crazy things on social media, but when it comes to this issue, he was completely 100% right. He understood what the family's beauty standards and lifestyle would do to his little girl and did everything in his power to fight against it. He saw the writing on the wall and tried to get his child out of that toxic environment before it was too late. But he lost that battle. The Kardashian machine is too powerful, too entrenched, and too profitable for a single concerned father to stop, even if that father is Kanye West. And here we are, watching the very thing he feared come to pass in real time, and it's truly heartbreaking. Stepping back and looking at the bigger picture, the entire situation is actually quite tragic. These women have incredible, long, successful careers in the entertainment and business worlds. How long has Kim been in this business? 20 years? She has more money than she could possibly spend in a lifetime. She could retire tomorrow, invest her money in safe index funds, and live more comfortably than 99.9% of the world's population for the rest of her life. But that will never happen, will it? The pioneer of BBL, the founder of Skims, the queen of social media influence, retiring from the spotlight? Yes, of course. Attention, fame, constant validation from millions of followers. It's like a drug, and she's completely, hopelessly addicted to it. They all are.
What really bothers me and keeps me up at night sometimes is thinking about the message this whole situation sends to young girls who are watching and learning from these examples. When you see someone like Kim, who was naturally beautiful and exotic and unique, completely change herself to fit some artificial manufactured standard of beauty, and then watch it all backfire spectacularly as she ages, what does that teach the next generation of impressionable young women? It teaches them that their natural features aren't good enough, that they need to surgically alter themselves to be considered beautiful or worthy of attention, that their Armenian features, or their Black features, or their Latina features, or whatever ethnic characteristics they have naturally need to be erased and replaced with this generic Instagram filter face that everyone's sporting these days. And the worst part? The procedures they're getting don't even look good in the long run. We're seeing that crystal clear now. All that money spent, all that pain endured, all those risks taken, all that time in operating rooms, for what? To look significantly worse at 40 than they would have if they'd just stayed natural and taken care of themselves the old-fashioned way? Look, I totally get it. The pressure in Hollywood is absolutely insane and relentless. Social media makes everyone feel like they need to look perfect and flawless 24/7, 365 days a year. The beauty standards promoted by the media are literally impossible to meet naturally. They're all based on surgical enhancements, professional lighting, makeup artists, and digital editing. But the answer isn't to surgically alter yourself beyond recognition and then hope for the best. The answer is to work out regularly, eat nutritious food, drink plenty of water, get quality sleep, use sunscreen, and take care of your mental health. take care of your body the way nature intended, the way humans have been doing for thousands of years before plastic surgery became mainstream. Embrace your unique features instead of trying to look exactly like everyone else on Instagram. When I see what North is already going through at just 12 years old, it genuinely breaks my heart and makes me worry about the future. This kid should be playing with friends, worrying about school projects, discovering her interests and hobbies, figuring out who she wants to be as a person. She shouldn't already be getting groomed for a lifetime of surgical procedures, beauty treatments, and constant scrutiny of her appearance. The Kardashians' aging situation isn't really about aging at all when you dig deeper into it. It's about the inevitable consequences of trying to fight Mother Nature with artificial, technological means. And here's the spoiler alert that everyone needs to understand. Nature always wins in the end. Always has, always will. And that's just the truth. So here's my honest advice to anyone reading this, especially younger people who might be considering going down this path. Love and appreciate the face you were born with. Those flaws you think you have, they're probably exactly what make you unique, interesting, and genuinely beautiful. Don't let social media, celebrity culture, or peer pressure convince you otherwise, because all of that stuff is fake and temporary. Because at the end of the day, authenticity beats artificial every single time. And the Kardashians' aging situation isn't really about aging at all when you dig deeper into it. It's about the inevitable consequences of trying to fight Mother Nature with artificial, technological means. And here's the spoiler alert that everyone needs to understand. Nature always wins in the end. Always has, always will. And that's just the truth.